We just reviewed Kingdomino on our channel, and now we're taking a look at the newest expansion for the game, Age of Giants. If you're not familiar, this is a tile-laying game where you're trying to build the best kingdom by matching up different types of terrain. Go look at our review and our how to play. You can figure out how it works for yourself. Here's what Age of Giants adds, though. A couple major things. Number one, giants.
Yes.
How do giants work, Will?
So the way giants work is some tiles will actually picture a giant on them when you pull them out. They'll actually have a letter on the back. If you are forced to place them, so after we picked these tiles and you had to place, when you add it to your kingdom, same rules as before, you have to take one of the giants and put it on top of a tile that has a crown. That tile, that square, will not score at the end, so they pretty much block the board.
So that's real bad.
You can get rid of them. If you get a tile with giant's feet into your kingdom, I may now take one giant from my kingdom and pass it over to an opponent.
Right, so depending on the way the tiles come out, you do have a chance to get rid of them and maybe even stop other players who have a really good thing going on their boards. So these guys are pesky. They're pesky fellas. The other thing that you've got now are these special award tiles that come out, and they kind of act like achievements in a lot of other games where there are a bunch of different ones, and you'll pull out two randomly, and they will give you little goals to go for as optional side quests to gain more points. For example, the ones we've got here, this one gives you 5 points for each of these plains tiles that you have surrounding your main castle tile. So that's something you might really want to think about as you're playing. This one's a really interesting, weird one. It rewards you 10 points for each tic-tac-toe that you get, meaning for every 3 in a row tiles with a crown on them, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, which can be tricky to pull off. You've got one right here that
was actually completely random. I was just matching up those.
You nailed it.
So it adds a lot of fun more. It's not simply just matching colors. It adds a bit more complexity in trying to make your kingdom on those points, because those could really push the tides.
Yeah, and they'll change a lot about what you're thinking and how you decide what to take. Then, of course, there's also that thing over there.
Yes, this actually, the way the game works now, instead of choosing a certain number of tiles, you put all the tiles in here, and we actually had it set up for 4 before, but you put 5 out each time, and depending on the other players, you either remove the center one or the 2 outside ones. So you could just pull them all in here. You don't have to randomly choose. That's why every tile could be possibly chosen, including the footprints and the giants. There are a limited number of them, because I believe there's only 6 giants and like 5 of the footprints or something. So do be careful when placing those. And in addition, it does add a 5th player. So that's why 5 tiles are laid out now. This actually can be added to both either, I guess not either or both, of King or Queen Domino. So it is designed to fit with both. We haven't found a way to fit this into the box, though.
For Kingdomino.
Yes. And overall, I think this added a lot to what it wasn't just playing tiles anymore. You really had to think even more so.
Yeah, I really liked a lot of what there was to offer. Especially these reward tiles really give you a lot to think about and go for on your turn. And every time that you play, it's not strictly just, oh, I need the crowns, I need the tiles, I need this type that comes out. You really might have to think about, like one of them was you wanted a forest in each of the 4 corners of your kingdom, and you would get points for that. So there's a lot of different things that it forces you to think about.
And not only that, because of the giants, there were times in one of our games when I didn't take the optimal tile for me,
right,
because a giant was coming my way. So I'm like, I really don't want that giant. Or I would actually set my board like, this one piece is giant fodder. I expect to lose a point instead of losing like 9 points here.
Yeah, which is that's a great strategy. And yeah, you have to think about what's more worth it to me now, the normal way of scoring or one of these other new wrinkles that have been added to it. I think our biggest issue that came up while playing was that sometimes all of those footprint tiles would come out first, and then there really wasn't any way to move the giants once after that happened.
Right, that happened multiple times playing. I haven't tried it yet, but I thought maybe next time I literally take out the giant footprints and maybe shuffle them in a way so they're
like those are in the
middle or something,
or at least a couple or somewhere.
Because you do want a bit more of the passing back and forth of the giants to make it more interesting. But honestly, like the big thing the giants were cool and it does have that placement, but I think the goals were probably my favorite thing with this tower. I mean, this is just so cute.
It has a nice centerpiece.
And also, it's a lot easier just, you know.
To take the tiles out,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if part of their philosophy was they didn't want the game to be even still to be too aggressive, because this does add some more player interaction, but they probably wanted to still be a family game. So maybe they didn't want you to necessarily be all the time worrying about, I'm sending you a giant, you're sending me a giant. Maybe that's what they were thinking.
I think that maybe with the number, why there's only a certain number, in which I'm fine with that. It was just, I think it's a shuffling thing. It just happened. The footprints came out first, so you don't have as much.
You might have games where they're just not very significant.
But like I said, maybe we could get around that.
I mean, this definitely, it enhances the game, but I don't think it overcomplicates it at all. So the way that we're going to approach these expansion videos, we got a new thing for you, is we're going to rate them on a scale from pass, meaning you shouldn't pick it up, to try it, meaning enhances the game but maybe not necessary, and finally buy it, meaning this is almost essential to the game, that if you're going to play this from now on, you want this expansion. So what do you think? Pass, try it, or buy it? What do you say?
Right now, because I haven't played Queendomino, with Kingdomino, I have to say try it. Because I do think while...
Age of Giants specifically.
For Age of Giants.
Yeah.
If you have just Kingdomino. Because while I love the goals, they are amazing and add a lot of fun to it. I just feel, because the Giants were not my thing I was super crazy about, I thought it was cool, and the towers are nice and really cute. I do just love what Kingdomino is in the sort of that simple, small package. Now, if you have Queendomino, which is in a much bigger box, this might go more towards the buy it, because then it fits everything in much better.
Yeah, I think I pretty much agree with everything that you said, but I think I actually would lean towards the buy it phase. Especially, even though those Giants, I don't love them. Like I was saying, I could play without these and be fine. These guys down here, the rewards, I really loved, and I honestly would not want to play this again without them. I do think they added
I absolutely think that's fair, and that's why I'm almost in the middle for the two.
Yeah, and I think I'm kind of there too. I just pushed mine up, you pushed yours down. But especially considering, it's not that big of a box, and if you love Kingdomino, I don't see a reason.
I should mention actually this always. I cannot think of a game where it wouldn't be, or okay, maybe one. But adding another player always ups the rating.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that, but that definitely.
That's true. That's something we didn't take into account. That is huge, especially from 4 to 5. That's a big jump, and the game doesn't suffer at all, because this isn't a game where you're really taking individual. You are taking individual turns, but
the tile layout fixes it so easily. It doesn't
it's pretty quick.
It's not Catan where now everyone's asking about how to buy at the end of each turn.
Yeah, so it doesn't add too much of the game time. So that's Age of Giants. Let us know for yourself if you've tried it out, or when you get to try it out, what you think of it, or what other kind of stuff maybe you want to see added for Kingdomino, because personally, I don't know. I feel like maybe one other kind of different expansion in this vein could be cool, but I don't want to see them roll out a ton of expansions and take away from just that simple nature, like you were saying, that was good about Kingdomino to begin with.
Let us know, in particular, if you try with Queendomino, because as of this recording, we have not. So I'm curious to see whether that might up it in your feeling, or maybe lessen it somehow.
Yeah. Hey, till we see you again, though, my name's Jonathan.
And I'm Will.
And this was a Roll for Crit expansion video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome board game content from Roll for Crit.
And please leave a comment. We're lonely.